First of all, thank you, sir. You give me opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Vikas Singh. I am from Pune. Also, I have completed my bachelor degree from D.Y. Patil College of Engineering in the Computer Science, affiliated by the SPPU, Savitribai Phule University. Also, I have good knowledge of the front and back end of the databases. I have also done the internship and the certification. Also, I have done the two internship and the one certification from the Java, for Node Java from the certification in the Java and the mostly I am working on the Node JS and the front end as a all these thing React JS, Next.js, all this Tailwind, all these things. Right now I am show you that you given the project. I have completed all this project front end and the back end, not using the AI tools and things. I show you all this code and also showing the client front end all the okay. First of all, I show you the front end side. Okay, this is the front end side. This is the front end side. When we putting particular URL, also when we go and sending the data, it show all this thing. Okay, here mm, here in backend we are using the MongoDB to fetching the data. There is the controller to control the front end, all the routes, all the your data from that client can be sent from the. So when we putting any URL and the particular in this what things in the like a question, asking the question, it analyze from the backend and give the. There is the middleware handling, rate limiting, and the validation code also. Also, there is the tags where I use this also. There is the routes for particular routes for which data we should be got in the control. In AI services, there is the services also control the schedule also. Also in this there is the here the APIs I'm using for these APIs for model controller. I will remove and only using the OpenAI model only fetch the data from the all these things. Okay, and in AI services there is the OpenAI. Basically, we are using the OpenAI fetching the all this data from the when we put anything, so all these thing models and the also there is the error handling, rate limiting. Also, there is the schema and the task services. This service in the server side, I will using all these 300 for a front end and the back end for 4,000. All this method and all okay, health checks, all these things. And now I'm using a Postman to testing. Also, I'm using the Postman to testing particular things. When we move to the front end part, I'm using there is the controller where UI, all these thing buttons, all these thing when we putting when we clicking on this button the when we getting clicking on the button it get all the analysis, or when we asking any question when it will told like this when we asking like this question from this URL, it telling the answer. Okay, also there is the UI component and all these thing. And here is a hooks. I'm using the use effect hook. Is a use submitted task submitted use tags for all this thing in library EI and config or utility, all this thing in model. Also there is the validation. Validation is important for the our website tags, there is schemas and all these thing. Also I have also make this the flow how the in this in backend how with where the data is putting all this thing, where the core and the stuff, all this thing. Also how the data is flowing and how this API. This I am generated by the ChatGPT because I too much code to analyze and particular give to you. There is too much head 2.md file I generated from the AI that say how data is flowing, all these thing, which things are using all this thing. Also also I have give you demo like this. Also I'm sure both are the working. This is the for a back end, it is all things are working, and the front end it is all this on route is 300. When we putting here and any URL like this URL, I will putting any question. I already generated this question. When we hitting it, analyze all these thing and give particularly take time and also give the answers of this URL. Okay, this is was my task that we given. I have completed all this. Thank you. Welcome most.